I know you've passed on an offer from Oprah
Yeah.
years ago, I think in the 90s.
Yeah.
And how have you, because you've become such a huge star, and you obviously have a close relationship, with your kids, your grandmother as well now. How difficult was it to balance being a mother and also your career after being divorced?
Well, they were 4 and 5 at the time. I have never been a oh, woe is me person. I say you can have a brief period of bereavement when bad stuff happens, have a brief period of bereavement, but then you just have to carry on. And I learned, I remember calling Maya Angelou years ago. She was, may she rest in peace. She's like liquid poetry. And I was complaining about something on the job. And I said, and Maya, and then blah, blah. She says, stop it now. I go, but I'm not done telling you the story. I'm not done telling you the story. She goes, it doesn't matter. What you need to do in this moment is say thank you. I said, what am I saying thank you for? Just say thank you. And I went, thank you. What am I saying thank you for? And she goes, because whining is so unbecoming. It lets them know there's a victim in the neighborhood. I've never.
All right, that's really deep. That's really, really deep. And that's why I don't believe in running in the victim Olympics. I don't care what's happened to you. I don't care what you're going through. Um, it doesn't solve for anything. And all it does is it makes you weaker in the eyes of your opponent or whoever it is that you're battling against. And so you got to figure out how to solve for it. I think that that's the best way to approach any issue, whether you're the victim or not, is to figure out how to solve for it because you can't cry over spilled milk. I know a lot of people within the community always want to be acknowledged, and that's to make them feel better. But history is written by winners, and so I don't rock with the victim Olympics. I absolutely agree with her on that, 100%.
Never forgotten that. And so whenever stuff happens or doesn't go my way, I just figure out how can I fix it. Now back then I hadn't met Maya Angelou, so I didn't have these pearls of wisdom. But what I did know is that as badly as Oprah was offering me a job to go to Chicago where she would make the transition, because she said, I'm done with the talk show. I want to go into acting. I can incorporate you in the show, and then I could, pass the baton to you, which I thought was, wow, that's a great opportunity. I was ready to pick up the kids and move. My ex at the time was very opposed to it, and I thought, you have to balance. As much as I wanted that job, it was very important to me that they have a good relationship with him. I didn't think he was a great husband. He had a problem with monogamy. Never good in a marriage, infidelity, just throwing it out there. Never good. Cheater, pumpkin eaters, never good. So he wasn't a good husband, but I thought it was important for them to have a relationship with their dad. And he, of course, wanted a relationship. So I said, no, I can't. And I'd said, yes, I'm coming. And then I went, it didn't occur to me that that would be an issue. But once it was an issue, you have to balance what's most important to you. And guys, I don't care how successful you are. If your kids aren't happy and healthy and adjusted, all the success means nothing. It means nothing.
Hey, respect to her. I don't think that we actually give some people enough credit for the respect that they give to the men in their lives, regardless of whether or not they're still together, right? So the circumstances by which they find themselves, in a separate situation, and that I'm assuming that the guy had cheated or whatever, or he had multiple different women, who knows, whatever. But whatever happened, they placed the kids first. And so I'm not a fan of separate households. I'm not a fan of taking a kid away from the father. I think that there's been too much of that in our society, which is one of the reasons why we have things as bad as they are. I think that it's one of the top three things that is wrong with the country and the culture right now: homelessness, migrant crisis, fatherlessness, which leads to a lot of different things. We got to give people credit where credit is due, right? Because she telling us and saying that, listen, despite the issues that I had and the opportunities that was in front of me, and that I was looking to pick up the kids and move to Chicago because I had a great opportunity that's in front of me, which at least 95%, maybe even more women would have taken. She decided that, yo, I'm sticking here because the only thing that matters is what's best for the children, and what's best for the children, regardless of how I see their father, is that they have their father in their lives. So I listen. I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I call it objectively, regardless of how I feel about a person. I don't feel any way towards Gayle because I haven't seen anything that she's given me to where I react to in a negative or a positive way. I think she's great at her job and what she does. I don't necessarily think that that new show that she got with Charles Barkley is dope, called King's something. King, Sir King or something. King, Sir. I forgot. Oh, King Charles or something. I don't remember what it is. But you got to give respect what respect to do. And the thing about that, and the reason why it's so respectful, is because I believe that the person that you have sex with or the person that you have children with, and I tell guys this all the time, you're married to that person whether you actually go to a marriage ceremony and get a marriage certificate or not, because you tied to them through the kids, basically practically for the rest of your life. And so, you got to make it's a bigger decision to determine who it is that you want to have kids with than who you marry. And the fact that she respected her ex-husband enough and cared enough for the kids, which made you selfless, which obviously it worked out for her because she wanted to be blessed as a result of it. The fact that you respected your ex-husband enough to actually take into consideration what was best for the kids instead of what was best for you, having that huge opportunity in front of you, which Oprah obviously wound up creating her own network and everything worked out for everybody, I'm assuming. But to have that in front of you and not take advantage of it, even after you had already practically accepted it, and then come back and say, "No, this is not what's the best for the kids," because they can't be in front of their fathers. I rock with her for that. I don't think that enough women get the credit that they deserve because there's so many women that weaponize the children against their fathers. So respect for her for that.
So I wanted them, and they were little. It was important to me that they have a relationship with him.
Is it as successful as you are and focused on being one of the best at your field and being a successful, strong black woman? Let's be honest, you're rich. Is it tough? We were just joking about pickup lines and do I have a brother? Am
I rich, Tanny?
You rich as hell. I got the internet. I know net worth.
But you can't believe all that stuff you see. I just say this, I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right.
I'm doing all right. I don't think I'm rich. If I was rich to me means, back in the day when people would say, what's your definition of success? My definition of success at the time when I was first starting out was to be able to fly first class to anywhere you wanted, when you wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my definition. And you're right, I can do that now. Anywhere I want to go, I can fly first class, that's true. And now my definition of success is owning your own plane. That's when I think you're rich. I'm serious, when you can own your own friggin' plane.
And I think that that's cool because you got to continue to move the goalposts based off of whatever it is that you're used to. You know what I'm saying? If you're used to eating burgers every day and then somebody that's homeless is like, yo, I can't afford a burger, then their perspective of being, successful is going to be completely different than your perspective of being successful, because your perspective may be to eat steak, right? And it doesn't mean that we're not situationally aware, but what it does mean is that success is relative to a lot of people, and that's what I'm learning, because even my interests and my goalposts continuously move based off of wherever it is that I am in my life, because the drive for success never goes away. So I feel her. And it's also true that you can't believe everything that you see on the internet, because how would they know? You know what I'm saying? How can anybody know what assets you have or anything like that? It's impossible, but obviously she's doing well. But I like her humility in this. She's actually really likable. I never really paid attention to Gayle, but she's actually becoming really likable just based off of this interview in general.
Yes.
Where you can go and come wherever you want to go. But I'm doing all right. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh no, I'm struggling. I'm not that. I'm doing okay. But what was your question?
I was going to say, is it difficult to date?
She remind me of my aunts. She really does. Like, they have a sweet spirit. She remind me of my aunts, which is interesting. I'm assuming that one of the reasons that she hasn't found relationship or another marriage is because she's probably so driven in her career. But we'll find out.
What's difficult is that people say, oh, you're so intimidating. Now, you've met me. Am I intimidating?
Not at all.
Alicia, am I intimidating? No, the answer. I'll go first. No, I'm not. But somebody said to me once, they said, well, Gayle, look at your shoes. And I looked at my shoes. What's wrong with my shoes? Look at your bag. Look at your coat. Look at your friends with Oprah. You know, a guy looks at that and goes, I can't compete with that. But my thing, it's not a matter of competing. I'm not looking for somebody to compete. You want somebody who has a sense of humor, who's very secure, who's not intimidated by whatever all of this is, that just sees you for you. You know, I went on a date and I was really excited, very
So she won a Stedman.
excited about it. We had gone out maybe 2 months, and then he said he really needed to talk to me. He wanted to have a private conversation. Okay, sure, what is it? Do you think you could lend me $4,000? And I'm like, oh, God.
He jumped out with 4,000 out the gate, though?
I know.
Yo, Pookie and Ray Ray, they exist in all social circles. We all human. They exist in all social circles.
It's so
He didn't
funny.
test the water?
You know what Oprah said? Oprah said, God, I would have felt better if he had said $40,000.
I just went in your purse. Here you go. Here you go. Get out of here.
I don't carry cash in. But
He just asked you to cash app him now.
Huh?
You just could have cashed apped him now.
I know, guys, but I was so crushed because here's somebody who was making, 6 figures, successful. And when I said, could I ask what it's for? He said, yeah, it was for a child support issue and to pay a payment on some furniture. And Oprah goes, oh, God, this is just getting worse.
Jesus Christ. Come on, fam. I might have should have live streamed this one. But we here now. I should have live streamed this, but we here now. We got to do better, y'all. But, I mean, honestly, and maybe it's just because she's smitten me with her earlier perspectives towards, not taking the kids away from her ex-husband. But the fact that the guy was making 6 figures and she's Gayle shows you that she don't have no high horse that she's standing on that then prevents you from even being able to listen. If the criteria, and look, she's 69, 70 years old, something like that. If the criteria minimally is the fact that you only, like from a financial perspective, because now this flies in the face of what a lot of other women are. Look, y'all can't sit here. If the bar for her is much lower than where it is that she's at from a financial perspective, and she's only talking about being nice, whatever, and not asking her to borrow money, I don't think that that's a lot to ask. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not so rigid to where I'm not going to be realistic and think that everybody shouldn't be able to have preferences, okay? But if the bar is so low that from a financial perspective, which I don't even think it's a bar, I just think that it comes with, whatever companionship looks like for you, considering that your kids are grown now, so it's not like you need anybody to help you to take care of your kids or you in that single baby mama phase, right? If the bar is to where, okay, well, he makes 6 figures and he seems like he's a secure person, but then you hitting her up for some child support issue and to make a payment on some furniture, I listen, that's a bit much. I can't say that I'm out here dating Gayle. Gayle is over there kicking it with Oprah, and I'm asking her for 4 bands to pay on my furniture. That's, gosh, I just wish I could be on my fella's side on this one, but I can't. I gotta be honest. I can't be on the fella's side from this one. Not on this one, because I have not seen any transgression against our men on this particular one. Reacting to this, so this is good. This is really good.
And I said, okay. And he said, this was Sunday, and he said, I promise I'll pay you back by Thursday. I promise I'll pay you Thursday, okay. But I wrote it because I thought it had to be very difficult for him to ask me. And so I wrote it, and I just figured that would be that. And he did pay me back on Thursday, but I didn't feel the same. I didn't feel the same. But he did, to his credit, pay me back on Thursday. But it just changed the relationship for me. So in answer to your question, is it difficult to date? Yes, I think so, because I really am attracted to men of color. I just am. I love how a black man says mother baby. Nobody says it like y'all.
Like that's
And I
not-
know you'll beep it out. I know you'll beep it out.
I don't really say it well, huh?
You know, he doesn't cuss good at all. Gayle, every time he cusses, I'll be like, you making us look better.
No, it's just the way that it's said. I don't even know how to explain it to you.
Like how
It's just-
do they say it?
I can't do it. I
Like
can't do
that's
it.
my motherfucking baby.
No. When they call you baby, like hey
like,
baby.
hey, baby.
Yeah, I love how they say hey baby.
James, what's your hey, baby?
It's two separate things. It's not mother baby. It's two separate things. I love how they say hey baby, how you doing? It's different. It is different. And then how they just say mother. It could be a term of endearment. It could it could be a term of endearment, or it could be I'm really pissed. Right. But there's something about a black man says it. I'm attracted to that. They gotta have something else too, though.
Yeah, I about to say, I can cuss.
Hey, she a real one on the low. She a real one. I ain't even gonna front. I like her now.
Gayle, if you want me to cuss, I'll cuss all day.
She look better now too. I ain't even gonna front. She's starting to look more like better to me after she talking because she just seemed cool.
No, you don't want somebody with a potty mouth, Channing. It's not that. It's not that. But sometimes a delivered curse word is very intelligent to me.
You might want to go to Channing's stand-up. He just started stand-up, and he has this one skit about terms of endearment.
Yeah. Every cuss word you could be said nice or mean. Even bitch is a bad word. Like, nobody wants to be called a bitch.
It is a bad word, yes.
But if you say it certain, hey man, this bitch over here, ha ha ha.
I don't
You
like
raggedy
that.
bitch.
That's two different things.
Two different things.
No, I don't like this bitch over here. Nope. You lost me with that.
It ain't, so just motherfucker's the one that runs.
Yeah.
I throw
Now,
motherfucker.
that's good.
Yeah.
But we
Now, that's good.
You're not
What are you laughing
intimidating.
at? See?
Gayle, you're
There's
not-
just something about the way they say it. I don't know. But what really is most attractive to me is a sense of humor, kindness. You always get me with kindness. I like to see how they interact with other people. Somebody you can take to the White House and the backyard barbecue who fits in with both and is comfortable in their own skin. Intelligence really matters to me. Proper grammar really matters to me. And somebody that can make you laugh. I got set up on another date. You'll like this. The guy said, oh man, I'm a really good cook. You know, I want to cook dinner for you. I make a mean shrimp scampi. And I said, oh, you mean shrimp scampi? No, girl, I mean shrimp scampi. And I called my friend and said, are you mad at me about something? He can't even say shrimp scampi.
Yeah. We got to work on our ability to communicate effectively. I'm not even gonna cap. I don't think that what she's saying is outside of considering it's outside of a reasonable ask. Hey, listen, you got to be able to communicate effectively. You got to be nice. Like she's not asking for nothing crazy. Which for me, the bigger lesson in this is, what the heck is these scallywags out here asking for? What do y'all expect from a man, considering that Gayle is not even having these crazy expectations? Now she gotta make sure that she accommodate whatever it is that she got to do for her job. You know what I'm saying? She don't be at the White House. She gonna be doing a lot of stuff. So that eliminates a lot of guys, and that's just the plight of what a successful woman is gonna look like, right? You gonna have trouble finding yourself in a space to where you're going to be with the right person at the right time. And so, your ability to communicate, can you handle being around a certain demographic of people? That just come with it. And I think that people's expectations of relationships are out of whack, considering that if you hearing her say this and saying, hey, this is all I need, and, try not to ask me for a whole lot of money, especially early in a relationship, is much different than what a lot of these other scallywags and chicks with butterfly eyelashes is asking for. But let me see if it's anything else to source from this.
So that was it. That didn't
The
go anywhere.
scampi might have been running into the shrimp.
Yeah.
And it just made one word. It was shrimp.
Yeah, scrimp scampi.
That is crazy.
But what were you gonna say?
No, I was going to say, when we met you at the Fanatics party at the Super Bowl, you weren't intimidating, but we were all like, whoa, that's Gayle King.
I don't understand that. I swear to you, I don't understand that.
No, we were all like that. And when we had an opportunity to sit down for that brief moment,
Didn't
Like,
we have fun?
That was fun. It was
I
a
know,
lot of
wasn't
fun.
that
And our
fun?
takeaway was, man, we got to have a follow up. And here we are.
Yes. I felt that too because I go, oh, there's the pivot. I know those guys. I felt that too.
We
I
felt like we made it then. That was one
I
of those
felt
moments.
that too.
But this
There's
is
the
even
She had on
bigger.
a fire jumpsuit too.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
day.
There's the pivot.
This is even bigger. And going into sports, you say you're a big football fan.
Look at all the games that are coming up this weekend.
Right.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you something, bro. This is why I'm into older women. This is why I've never ever in my life been interested in women that are younger than me. Ever. At no point. I have never in my life been interested in women that are younger than me because I don't know, man. It's just something about older women that just is enticing. Like it's something. Like the way they move and they so chill and they talk a little bit cooler and slower and they know how to move in a room, and I don't know, man. It's different for me, bro. Gayle might go on the list. She might have to be on my list. Look, I'm different. I'm different, and I understand that. And you just gonna have to accept for what it is. Like all these little young scallywags, I'm not. They don't do nothing for me. I like the ones that know how to move around grown men. You know what I'm saying? Not ones that's looking to get picked off by the Eagles. But I don't know. I'm curious as to what you guys think. I think that you heard what I think. And I'm going to read y'all comments, and I'm interested to see what y'all say because I want to know what y'all perspective is. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. We got Stock Club today. Link is in the description. Also, make sure you get the Teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. I like Gayle. I do. I do. I like what she's presented right here on the pivot. And the fact that she even showed up for the pivot is dope. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I can't wait to read what y'all say in the comments. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.